Welcome to Meet the Candidates night. Today, we have 5 candidates in this year's election with 3 open board positions. Each candidate will receive 3 minutes to introduce themselves and speak. To not cause disruption and to keep speaking time equal, we will monitor with a traffic light system. Once a candidate begins, we will raise a green card. At the 2-minute mark, we'll raise a, you got the 1 minute? 1 minute mark. With a minute to go, we'll raise a yellow card. All right. The 3-minute mark, a red card. And at that point, the hook comes out and we pull you off the stage. Please try to keep within the 3 minutes. Okay. This event does not include an open Q&A. Just want to be sure of that. Okay, all the candidates have already been interviewed, and I believe those have been posted already. So the interviews have been posted, and you'll see on the website, on mysweetgrass.net. And those were interviews conducted with each of the folks with Stephen during this week. And they'll all be uploaded, as I say. So just in alphabetical order, but not necessarily in order of presentation. I'd like to introduce Larry Gervin, Terry Reynolds, Mary Ellen, Jim Troublefield, and Kathy Richard. All right, a little round of applause for them. Thank you very much for stepping forward. Much appreciated. Okay, so let's start the proceedings. And Sue, would you see who's up first?
Lucky victor is Terry Reynolds.
Right.
Thank you. Our little granddaughter does that every time we go over and get with her. She starts clapping her little hands and then she goes, "Yay!" Put your hands up. So I'm thank y'all for doing that for me. Some of you may know me, and I ran for the board. I think we had been here about 5 months at the time, back in 21, and we weren't successful. And I was encouraged to run again, so here I am. You can watch the video and see my answers to the questions that were given. And I think you've already sent out the questionnaire we did initially, right? So that should contain most of the things. I'm like the rest of you here. You know, my interests lie in making sure that our community maintains its beauty, that we keep all the assets properly maintained, that we have a very nice facility to come to whenever we want to have parties or whether we want to have a get together or where it's a club meeting, and make sure that this place stays sound, because if it doesn't, then we're going to have some really expensive one-off, one-time costs that are going to hit us. You know, the association does a good job, and we have insurances and we have a accounting firm that watches over our finances. And so I feel like our money is well taken care of. I don't really think that it's thrown away. And the board has done a good job with managing the community and helping CCMC and give them direction. So I feel pretty good about the community. My concerns, again, are making sure that we keep this place a very nice place to live. You know, we talked the other day at length in a meeting about safety, and you can't guarantee safety of people, and you shouldn't say anything about safety and keep all of that hidden. But, you know, safety is an important aspect here to us. You know, not only from the standpoint of making sure that we don't have anybody breaking into our houses or street races going around in our community. I don't know if any of you have seen the tire marks all over the place, but for some reason, we've got some speedsters that are wanting to come through here. I guess there's a good quarter-mile stretch that they can really rev their engines. But working with the local community, making sure that the sheriff's office comes through here, keeping a good relationship with those guys is paramount to make sure we maintain the safety of the community, right? That's very important to all of us. Making sure that our dues don't jump up another $150 a month or $300 a month. We'd probably like for them to drop, but I don't think that's going to happen given the price of things today. We all go to HEB and we know we're paying twice what we were paying a year ago. So making sure that we all are sound stewards of the cash that comes in and making sure that we spend it on the things it should be spent on, those are my concerns. As far as the overall management of the facility, I think CCMC's done a good job. I don't have any rocks to throw at them today, but I want to listen to everybody. And that's one of the things that I think we need to improve on is hearing people, hearing the community, hearing each of you individually and what you think the community should be like. That's the most important thing. I appreciate all of you being here today. I appreciate your voting for me, should you choose to do so. And I can only promise you that when and if I do get on the board, that I will keep my promises and I'll make sure we do what we're supposed to. Thank you.
Someone asked if I was nervous today, and I said only about getting all this in 3 minutes. So Terry relied on you reading some of the things we've already put out there, and I wasn't sure whether you would. So let me start by saying a can-do spirit and doing nothing halfway have led to leadership opportunities like being asked to run for the HOA board. My strengths, according to the Gallup Strength Finder, one is activator, being a force to get things done. Communication, seeking input and providing information. Self-assurance, the confidence to speak up when a point of view needs to be heard. Strategic, not taking no for an answer before trying to find a way. And significance, which makes me willing to give the time that the board requires because of the significance to our lives here. I was a teacher in Sci-Fair and president of the 2,000-member Sci-Fair Association of ATPE, and then spent about 20 years in educational publishing, serving as a consultant, a rep, and a regional sales manager over budgets as much as $20 million. So teaching gave me the empathy to care about all of you and the community, and sales management gave me the financial background to be concerned about our budgets and meeting those requirements. Neither one of them were 9-to-5 jobs, and neither is this one, and I'm prepared for that. For a total of 28 years, I served 3 different HOAs, and one of those was one that existed, a community that existed before HOAs did. So it was interesting when our HOA came to be, the current residents had a choice to join or not. Only the new residents was it mandatory, and we needed everyone. So what made a difference was picking a board that represented all the different areas of the community and bringing benefits to all the different areas, whether you lived on the beach, the bay, or the dry lots in the middle. And we had to earn trust so that they felt that our HOA enriched their lives rather than fearing the rules and so forth that might come from that. And you learn through that to serve a little differently when you're earning membership. So with that, I'd like to say that I participate in a lot of things here, as well as attending LID meeting, being chair of the neighborhood reps for Shearwater, president of the garden club. I've worked on revising the garden club bylaws recently, and I'm willing to work on revising any of our governing documents that may need it, and to work on generating the votes to approve those. I facilitate grief share at RPC, and I've joined the Yana support team. So my top priorities for the HOA board are health and safety of residents, making fiscally responsible decisions that keep us financially fit, and maintaining and enhancing our property values in 4 ways. First of all, maintaining our current amenities in our common areas. That's most important. Then improving common areas and amenities as it's fiscally feasible. Then adding the most requested amenities when budget allows. And over all that time, assuring our activities and our HOA actions and policies yield positive word of mouth about living here. That's a great aspect of our property values. Thank you.
Right, folks, 3 minutes I found out is a long time on the microwave, but it's not here. My goal as a board member would be to help keep expenses down while maintaining our critical assets so they do not become a future liability. Our amenities are a big reason that the people want to live here. We must keep our amenities first class, but also keep assessments reasonable for current and future homeowners. Communication between the homeowners, board, and management company has improved so much this last year or two. I think that it can even be better. A major expense each year is landscaping. Sweetgrass is blessed with a garden club and a number of master gardeners. Input from them would prove helpful. This is just one example. I look forward to exploring more communication channels. Another area of concern is our governing documents. Our bylaws and CCRs are antiquated and need to be updated. At best, they cause confusion, and at worst, difficulties in the future. Among the other issues with them, Pulte is prominent still in all of our documents. Let me share why I'm qualified to serve on the board. I retired as market manager from AT&T Information Systems after 21 years. I moved to Bolivar Peninsula, which is just a ferry ride across from Galveston. I bought a multifaceted business, which included a restaurant, which I owned and operated for 14 years. If you've ever owned a restaurant, you know that I know hard work. I went into real estate in 1997 and started a real estate sales and rental company. While living on Bolivar, I served as chairman of the Galveston County Park Board, president of the Bolivar Peninsula Chamber of Commerce, and president of the Galveston Association of Realtors. In 2008, Hurricane Ike destroyed my business and 60% of Bolivar. At the time, I served on the Bolivar Peninsula Special Utility District Board. And so while I was working with that board and serving on a community task force to rebuild our vital infrastructure, I was also working to rebuild my own business. I moved to Sweetgrass in 2021 and currently serve on the board's safety committee, neighborhood watch coordinator for Redbud, and president of the Texas 42 Club. Hi, 42 members out there. These are a few of the organizations in my volunteer portfolio and challenges that I have met and overcome. I believe that my diverse background provides me with a set of skills that will allow me to contribute to the continued success of Sweetgrass. Thank you for your vote.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jim Troublefield. My wife Sherry and I have been full-time residents here for over 8 years. Y'all may have seen the resumes that were posted online, and if you look at them, mine was probably rather thin. So I would like to tell you that that's by design. I really didn't see a point in listing my life story to be qualified for the board. What I did 10, 12, 15 years ago is not going to be relevant to the way I act in the boardroom. I know how to conduct myself in a board meeting, and I'm very familiar with Robert's Rules of Order. What I do need to tell you, I've spent my career as a director. A director manages managers, and that's what I've done. I have set forth goals and expectations for my managers to carry out. I've never written a financial forecast, but I have reviewed, rejected, and accepted many. I have the ability to make critical decisions in a timely manner, and also I can find common ground in times of dispute, and I do so through compromise and conversation. I plan to submit a 1-year plan and a 5-year plan. And I'm going to do so based on the reserve study and the recent resident survey. To represent the residents of Sweetgrass will be my main objective. Your issues will be my issues. You will find that I'm very accessible. I'm here at the Lakehouse usually 5 days a week, and that probably will not change. I'm approachable, and you can always find me. The main goal I want from everyone here is to build trust. You can trust me. I believe fully in transparency, but I also believe in confidentiality. There's time and a place for both, and I can be counted on for either. I humbly ask for your vote and your support. My name's Jim Troublefield, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Larry Gervin, for those of you that don't know me. My wife Byron and I have lived in Windmill Glen across the way here for 11 years. I spent 7 years on the Finance Committee off and on. I was chair of the Finance Committee for 5 of those years. I was invited to be part of the transition team that moved Sweetgrass from Pulte to the residents. After that job was completed, I was asked and I ran for the board. I have served 2 consecutive terms on the homeowners and the HOA board. I have served in the position of treasurer. I believe that Sweetgrass is very good. My lifetime motto has been every day you get up and move good to great. We can do that here. I believe in full transparency. I believe that my reason to be on the board is home values. I made a promise before, I'll make it again today. Home values will stay up and go up. Number 2, safety. I think we need to have safety. Number 3, I want to make sure that every dollar that comes into and goes out of Sweetgrass, we get the best bang for the buck every single time. My background is real simple. I spent 28 years with Cargill out of Minnesota. I spent the last 8 of those years in Minneapolis. I was the head of transportation and logistics for the world's largest family-owned business. I managed a budget, a weekly budget of $10 million. Every week, it was at least $10 million. I retired from Cargill, came here, was a consultant, and became a business owner with my wife, and we owned a transportation company for 37 years. I'm a local prison counselor. I help men who have been incarcerated to return back to what we call the free world. In the recidivism rate for my group, only 7 out of 100 ever come back to prison. I'm a grandpa, a pawpaw, and as of a brand new great grandbaby, I'm Pawpaw the Great. I choose music for 7 Christian radio stations located around the country. I'm wearing my shirt because I'm the host of the Lakehouse Live, because I was a rock and roll disc jockey. The hair shows it. I did that for 28 years too. And I love 50s, 60s, 70s music. And when Stephen asked me, I said I would do it. I'd like your vote. If you vote no, hey, there's 4 other great candidates right here. Thank you.
Thank you all very much. I think you're fortunate enough to have these 5 folks here volunteer for an organization that is so important to this community. And I give you my own personal. Okay, just some housekeeping, but necessary information that you're going to ask, well, I'm going to tell you. We contracted again this year for the inspection of elections company, TIE, to handle the voting process, same as we did last year. They'll have the ballots out next Tuesday, August 20th. The ballots will be in the mail. All residents with an email address on their HOA account will receive their ballot via email. If you don't have an email account, it will be mailed to your home. Voting is open on Tuesday, August 20th, and will close on Tuesday, September 3rd at 5 p.m. Following that, a special meeting will be held in the ballroom on Friday, September 6th at 3 p.m. to announce the results of the election. That notice will be included with your ballot information sent out next week. And mysweetgrass.net is a very important asset for y'all. You can check on there frequently to see if there's any updates, and that'll be kept up to date by our CCMC friends. And as a reminder, any information that you're getting outside of mysweetgrass.net, and I occasionally just look at some of these other Facebook accounts and swore I wouldn't do it anymore, but you know, there's a sort of a narcotic draw to these. But anything on there is not official. And I caution you, don't believe anything there. And with that concludes my comments. Anything from?
All of the talk about right now, so they will be in today's class. And again, right on the homepage of mysweetgrass.net is the link to the elections page. So if you have any election questions, click there. It's going to show you tonight's presentation, all the candidate interviews, all of the nomination forms that were turned in. They're all on one-stop shop on that one page. You can go back and read them as many times as you're in.
Once again, I want to thank everybody. And even though we didn't have any snacks like we do at the board meeting, good turnout. Thank you all.